Hello friends, happy Ostara. Welcome back to Moon Magic Spirit, or welcome if you're new. My name is Meg. I just wanted to start this video off sharing the little thing that I did to celebrate Ostara and how to honor it. So if you want to put something like this together yourself, you still have the time to. This is all in celebration of the spring equinox. It is also the astrological new year. It is the start of Aries season, and I am so hyped for it because I'm in Aries and I just can't wait. My birthday is in a couple days and I can't wait to celebrate. And we are just welcoming this new, fresh, renewed sense of energy into our lives, especially after the really big release that we just had with the full moon in Virgo. And we are welcoming this astrological new year with new energy, new perspective, and allowing our spirit to awaken. And we're starting to feel really rejuvenated here. So I am super excited for this collective reading for all of you to see how is the spring equinox going to affect you. One thing that also stood out to me when I was pulling cards for these readings is sometimes I'll get messages or songs will pop into my head, and a song that just went off was Good Riddance by Green Day. And that is such a heavy theme for all three groups. So I want you to keep that in mind, or maybe listen to the song afterwards, or if it just pops into your head, randomly, maybe it'll bring you back to the messages from this reading, because it's we released all these things for the full moon, or at least I did. I was like, what is getting in the way of what's preventing me from getting my goals and what I want, and what do I need to let go of? And it brings you to this place of discomfort, because something that I talk about is that we get really comfortable sitting in just whatever it is, and it's really hard to uplift us out of it, even though it must be done to get to the end goal. So Good Riddance by Green Day really stood out to me, especially the first verse with the chorus. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road, time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. So I really think that those words we need to keep in mind while you're getting your reading. So that is another channeled message that came through to me. With that being said, let's get into how a pick a card reading runs down, and we can figure out which reading you're going to be heading to. This is a 4-card spread, and I also drew 3 additional oracle cards for each group, so I hope you guys enjoy it. The questions that we're asking with the tarot is, what is the energy of the spring equinox? What is something that is awakening in your life right now? What opportunities are being presented to you? And how can you allow light into your life? And this is an awesome spread by Emerald Lotus Divination. She has so many good tarot spreads on her Instagram. I highly recommend checking her out if you like to do spreads on yourself. And again, this is a spread for the collective, so not everything in your group may resonate with you, because this is not a personal reading. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you would like a very specific reading catered and tailored to you personally, please check out my website linked down below, MoonMagickSpirit.com. You can book a reading with me. Also, don't forget to do all the things like subscribe. If you want to see more content, I'm going to be putting up another group collective reading for Aries season very soon. Super excited about that. You can also like this video if you would like to see that. If you want a collective reading for Aries season, let me know down in the comments. Quickly, if you are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you a rundown really fast, but if you've been here, you know what they are. Go find your timestamp. We're going to be throwing up the cards in just a second for you to choose from, or if you already know from looking at the thumbnail, go head off to your reading. But this is a pick a card reading for the collective, as I stated. And this is how it's going to work. We have piles 1 through 3, as you saw in the thumbnail. And what I want you to do when the image comes up on the screen is just hit pause on your screen and just take a really as many deep breaths as you need to sort of focus yourself, ground yourself, connect with your spirit, connect with your intuition. And I just want you to take a moment to gaze at the screen and the selection and see which pile stands out to you. You may be drawn to the crystal that is on top of the pile. You may be drawn to what the backing of the tarot card looks like, or you might be attracted to the position of the card and whether it's left, right, or center. Once you figure out which pile that you were drawn to, and it's also normal if you're drawn to more than one. If, for example, group 1 and 3, you're like, which one? Listen and watch to both of them, because there are probably messages in both that your spirit is like, you need to hear these. So what you want to do is scroll down to the comment section or the description box, and you will find a timestamp for your reading. All of that being said, thank you so much for your time and energy in this video as always, and please check out my other content, and let's get into the reading. So here are the selection of cards to choose from. I will see you over for your reading. Hello group 1, welcome my friends to your collective tarot card reading for the energy of the spring equinox. I am super excited for your spread today. We have an aura rose quartz sphere for love and harmony, and I'm so excited to get into your cards and see what opportunities are going to be presenting themselves for you guys. So just a reminder, the questions we're asking are the energy of the spring equinox, something waking up inside your life right now, what opportunities are ahead of you, and how can you allow light into your life? Let's get into it. First card for what is the energy of the spring equinox, we pulled the sun card, and honestly, like, what a beautiful card to pull. Like, I don't really think you could get a more positive and welcoming card than this, especially for the energy of this whole season. There is endless possibilities, joy, success, celebration. It is time for you to be the star of the show. It is time for you to shine bright. This is not an Aries card, but it is very much giving Aries energy right now, which makes sense because we are in Aries season. So what you need to do here is radiate confidence, because you got this, friends. Like, there is going to be so much abundance coming into your life, whether that's materialistic abundance, or it could also just be internal, like personal abundance, emotional abundance, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of success, whether that be in a material way or in an internal way. This is a very big sign for you that things are starting to turn around. They're going to be going in your favor. If you feel like the start of the year, for like the last little bit, you've been going along with like the humdrum and you've just been waiting for like this little spark to ignite, this is a sign that things are going to start turning around very quickly for you. I hope that you start feeling a lot of enthusiasm. You're going to start feeling invigorated with the energy of this new season. Do not hold back on being your authentic self. Don't dull your shine or dull yourself down for anyone in your life, whether that's your personal life or your professional life or your romantic life. Be you 100%. You can't go wrong with it. It is your time to do this. Don't give power to people who don't deserve this. So what I mean by that is don't dull yourself down for people who do not deserve that, because people who love you, people who cherish you, people who care about you, they're not going to ask you to dull down for them. They're going to want you to shine bright and be your true, authentic self. So don't give that power to other people's, because they don't deserve it, they don't need it, and they don't deserve to have you in their life, honestly. That last bit came out a little bit harsh, but I said what I said. All right, so second card for something that is awakening in your life right now, we have the reverse lovers card. So I actually am a fan of this card. Reversals don't always mean like direct opposite, like, oh, you're gonna be breaking up with people. Like, no, like maybe, but to me, this is all about internal. I see reversals as internal versus external. So internally, you are going to be giving yourself so much self-love this season. It is something that is going to be waking up in your life, your self-love. You're going to be honoring yourself, respecting yourself, and you really need to reflect here. This is another meaning for the reverse lovers card. It's calling you to reflect on the relationships in your life. So are you being respected? Are you being honored in your relationships with others? Are your relationships in balance? Are you respecting yourself by being in these relationships, or are you just respecting yourself in general? These are all questions that you need to reflect on and ask yourself. And once you get there and meditate on these and find the answer for yourself, you're going to start to bring light into your life and sort of awaken in a renewed sense, which is perfect for spring equinox. Another thing that this card could represent could be the end of relationships after we do all this reflecting, in the sense of the energy of new beginnings and starting fresh. It could be time for you to cut people off. But what I was saying earlier is that this isn't like a doom card. If you're in a relationship, it means you're going to be single. That's not what it means, unless you want to be single. And this is the card that is pushing you to mull it over and decide that. So you may be cutting some things off. I feel like the spring equinox and like just the general energy of this time of year is a fresh start, new beginnings. It's really taking the time to reflect on what hasn't been working for you and what you need to let go. Moving on to what opportunities lie ahead, we have the Two of Swords here. So this could mean a couple different things. You could be in a state of feeling unsure. You could feel like something is going to come up for you that's going to put you in a difficult position. This is typically an indecisive, like a card of being indecisive and not really knowing which way to go. But some will say if you take the blindfold off, you'll be able to see things clearly. But I like to say, keep the blindfold on, kind of shut off your other senses and really dig deep and go within to see how are you feeling about this emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like, how are you feeling about these opportunities that might be coming up for you? If you feel like you're stuck in a difficult place, where is that stemming from? What is it coming from? Where is it going? There may not be a clear or obvious answer right now for these opportunities or a decision that you have to make. So you really need to go inward and just reflect on what feels right to your intuition. Collect details, have patience, use your intuition. You got this. And this doesn't necessarily mean feeling unsure about the opportunity itself. It may sound awesome. It may sound amazing. It may sound everything that you've been waiting for. But change is very difficult and it's very scary. So you may be feeling a little bit unsure of how you want to move forward if you want to take this leap. So the Two of Swords is really asking you to kind of take a step back, gather all the facts, get all the information, sit with it, use your intuition, and see which direction you want to go in and what feels right for you. And lastly, for how to add light into your life, we have the reverse devil card. And again, this is not a bad card. It's actually a really beautiful card to get. And that is because this is a card of freedom. It is a card of breaking free from the chains and letting yourself go, releasing yourself from what is holding you back, releasing old thought patterns, breaking free of things that have been keeping you bogged down. It's time to level up, right? Because it's our time to shine, baby. It is our time to be in the sun. So we need to level things up here. We need to confront ourselves to make positive changes and to allow these positive changes. So another thing that the reverse devil card can be calling for, especially when it comes to how to allow light into your life, is that you have to work through the shadows. So you may be called to do some shadow work, and this reflection will help you make any tough decisions that you need. It's going to allow you to connect with your intuition. It's going to tie into the self-care that the reverse lovers is calling for us. It's going to take a lot of strength, courage, and confidence, and we can pull that energy from the sun card. So you may not feel like you're at the sun right now, this could be the end goal because it is the energy of the entire season. And there are 3 major arcana cards in this spread. So this whole process is going to take a while to play out. It could take you the entire season of the spring equinox to get to this end result of the sun. So please have that patience with yourself. Kind of have a little bit of solitude to reflect, to work on your self-care, your self-love, and it's going to help you break free of the chains that are holding you down and preventing you from being your authentic, true self. It's really going to take confidence and courage, but you're going to end up gaining those things without a doubt. So it is so worth it. I have all the confidence in the world for you doing this. The only thing is that shadow work can be a little bit tough sometimes. So please go easy on yourself. If you're in therapy, discuss this with your therapist. Make sure that you have someone to be there for you, that you have a support system, a network that you can reach out to when you are doing shadow work. I always recommend that to anyone, no matter what. So it looks like you have a lot to work on this spring equinox, but it's all great, beautiful things. And let's see what kind of confirmations that we get with the oracle cards. This first card is My God Has Answered. And this card essentially means seek and you shall receive. So if you seek out this sun card and the energy of it, you're going to receive it. You're going to have a lot of help on this journey, whether that's from your support network or from your spirit guides and your intuition. Like, seek and you will receive. These things will be gifted to you if you ask for them and if you work for them. Here we have fine. It all just ties in so beautifully. Like, I love how Oracle just always, it's like the cherry on top of these spreads. So for find, you feel like there's something missing. So what needs to be added to your life? What is feeling out of balance? Where do you need to add and where do you need to take away? That ties into the contemplation stage of the Two of Swords, and it also ties into the entire spread as a whole. And lastly, for our moon oracle, we have meditate and contemplate. I mean, tank, right? There are no coincidences. These cards are all tying together in a beautiful little story. This is new moon in Pisces, so you are going to carry some of the Pisces energy into Aries season with you while you meditate and contemplate on things. So we're still looming in this dreaminess of Pisces season with this card. You really need to allow your feelings to guide your way, and you're going to face your fears once you do this. So here is your spread for the spring equinox group 1. I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for your time and energy for this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future readings and other videos. Be sure to check out my website if you want to book a personal reading with me. And there's so much more information in the description box. But thank you so much again, and I hope you guys have a blessed and awesome spring equinox. Welcome group 2 to your spring equinox collective reading. I decided to pull Carnelian for you guys because it is going to reaffirm the spark of life and allow you to take action. A theme that I see for you is time to get honest with yourself. It's time to be brave. It's time to meditate. It's time to reflect. And the Carnelian's really going to affirm that spark of life and help you take action on these steps. And I am so excited to get into your reading. My larger Carnelian sphere was also like, I need to be here and be the star of the show, which is, you know, fitting since it's also the start of Aries season and this is a very Aries crystal. So let's get into your reading. Just as a reminder, the questions that we're asking is the energy of the spring equinox, something that's waking up inside of your life right now, what opportunities are ahead of you, and how can you allow light into your life. Energy of the spring equinox. First card, we have the Hanged Man. Look at the world from a different perspective. So let's get into it, friends. Here we have a sign that good things are coming your way, but you just have to be really patient with it. The Hangman, he's just chilling. He's just hanging out. He's waiting. You know, you don't want to struggle or force your way through this, because when you struggle, when you're tied up, it's only going to make the rope tighter. So you really, really just need to chill, which sounds very, a little bit like an oxymoron, since it's Aries season and patience is something that Aries does not know. And I'm not ragging on anyone. I say that as an Aries. So for me, this would be a very difficult card. This card is also telling me that this situation is having you intentionally suspended. You're supposed to be here. You're here for a reason. You're in this position for a reason. You just really have to trust the universe here, have patience, and wait it out. You need to pause to tune into your intuition. As you can see, he has like the little gold light coming from his head because he is just attuned with himself and his intuition. And the Hangman also asks us to look at things from a different perspective as they're hanging upside down. This is a call to just halting in your steps. You need to resist, because pushing forward right now is just going to create more obstacles for you. You may feel like you're in a situation that you need to get out of, or like that you need to squirm away from, or that you need to move in, but you just need to sit with it a little bit longer and just have that patience. And you're going to need to have that patience, because we're about to find out what is waking up in your life right now. And we have the 5 of Wands. So learn to take life as it comes, both positives and negatives. So this looks like a little bit of a conflict card, but here it's actually a representation of passion. It is a little bit of a tank. There are no coincidences that we pull a Wands card during Aries season, right? So something that is waking up in you right now is your passion, your zest for life. These people are having a conflict right now because they're all very passionate about what they're doing. 5s in tarot can represent change and instability. So this is what you're kind of wanting to squirm away from, this feeling of like uncertainty, not feeling stable, but you're being asked to sit here and be patient with it, because significant change is going to lead to success. You're going to be building your entire mission around this card. So while you're contemplating and reflecting in the Hangman, it's, you know, this is exactly what you're going to be building your mission around. So if you are feeling conflict right now and you feel like it's pulling you apart, instead of like in a knee-jerk reaction running away from it, ask yourself, are you using boundaries? Are you setting boundaries? I feel like some of you are maybe just starting to get into setting boundaries, or it's something you know you need to do and you've been putting off, or maybe it's not something you've even thought of at all, but setting boundaries is what you're being called to do right now, and it's what you're going to be meditating on in this position. So there might be a fiery conflict, but it's going to work out if you set boundaries with yourself and you just allow yourself to really reflect and see what the true answer is instead of trying to rush through it. So what opportunities lie ahead for you? We have the 4 of Cups. Don't let your focus close you to new ideas. So you might be feeling a little bit bored right now, restless, because you're in this Hangman position and you want to try to get out of it. You do have a passionate idea. There is a little bit of fire that's burning up inside of you, but you're just, you know, you're feeling bored about how things are right now. So this passion is going to lead to a spark to move you out of this feeling of apathy. If things aren't moving how you like, you need to focus on gratitude and shift your energy for improvement. So again, you're still being asked to be a little bit patient here, reflect, have gratitude, meditate, you know, focus on your Hanged Man. And because you're feeling a little bit antsy here with the Wands energy, you may be really, really tempted to say yes to like the first thing that comes up, the first opportunity that comes up, but the Hangman is going to tell you to say no, because no for now is going to equal to a better yes for later to get you to where you need to be and where you want to be. It's going to align more with the passion of this card. So There may not be a lot going on this spring equinox for you, maybe a little bit more of a chill period, even though you're feeling the fiery energy of Aries. You just need to sit with it and just really reflect on what you want and what direction you want to go in. And lastly, for how can you allow light into your life, we have the Lovers card, which is calling us to celebrate the love in our life. This card is calling for raw honesty and open communication. It's asking you to be vulnerable. So now these cards are making a little bit more sense here, especially like new opportunities. Like you need to pause and really take a minute to go inward and reflect and work on yourself before you say yes, because the passion is there. You just got to have some patience for it. You need to be able to have the vulnerability to share your true feelings. And when it comes to choice in the Four of Cups, when it comes to opportunities, you really need to reflect and meditate on who do you want to be in this life. And I really want you to sit with this and just focus on it for a while, because I want you to really look at all areas of this. Who do you want to be in this life? And think of the consequences as well. Truly meditate, truly think of it. You really need to be taking this time during the spring equinox to identify your values and beliefs. And I say this, I know I keep saying have patience, have patience, have patience, but these are two major arcana cards. They're going to take a longer time to play out than the suit cards. So when you got the Hangman for the energy of the spring equinox, it was really like, no, like you're going to be chilling the next couple of months and reflecting and contemplating and truly figuring out your life goals and where you want to go. You need to consider the long-term goals and study your different options. While you're doing all this deep reflection on yourself and going inwards, unexpected parts of you might be joining together. Like you may have some things come up that really surprise you, but are going to make total sense because these unexpected parts of you are going to work together towards this same goal. This is like the goal you have sitting in the back of your mind that you're patiently waiting to act on. So you really need to consider your long-term goals and study all of your options. Consider the consequences. Be patient. There are some opportunities popping up, but a no for now is going to lead to a better yes for later. You really want to ask yourself what makes your heart sing. Follow what your heart craves. Connect with that intuition, and you really can't go wrong with it. So I always like to conclude my readings with some oracle pulls. So let's see what the vibe is. Kneel before no one. Okay, we got this. You really need to embrace humility, make amends with yourself and others, clean up your act, but also don't accept anything less, right? Because this ties into the Four of Cups. Know your worth, don't accept anything less. And also the whole embracing humility and making amends is all part of this self-reflection, and not accepting anything less is also going to come from the Wands energy as well. It's having that confidence of knowing who you are, what you want, and you're going to get it. You're not going to take no for an answer. You're going to be humble about it though. So that's kind of what's going to be coming, the end energy of the spring equinox for you. Here we have the card Win. Don't doubt your ability. There's a really good chance of you achieving your goals. You just really have to do this lesson of patience here. And last but not least, from the Moonology deck, we have Hold Your Vision, which is the fixed moon. And again, you have your vision from what you're passionate about, but you're being asked to hold it right now. This card represents feeling a little bit stuck and being stubborn about it. So having that impatience about feeling stuck, but you just need to hang out, you know, open your mind and weigh the different possibilities. So again, the overall lesson here is for you to really try to have patience this spring equinox, especially in this Aries energy, it may be hard the next month for you to do that, but it's really time for you to get honest, be brave, reflect, meditate, and, you know, allow the spark to still be there of the carnelian. But you guys got this. As always, thank you so much for your time and energy in my videos. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. You can check out my website if you would like to book a personal reading with me, and I will see you in the next one. Best of luck, Group 2. You guys got it. Welcome, Group 3, to your Spring Equinox collective reading. We have some moss agate on top of these cards for you. It's going to promote abundance, and it's going to help grow the seeds that you plant. I'm really excited to get started, so let's dive right in. As a quick reminder, the questions that we're asking are, what is the energy of the spring equinox for you? What is something waking up in your life right now? What opportunities are ahead of you? And how can you allow light into your life? What is the energy of the spring equinox? And we are starting off with a banger. Here we have the 8 of Cups. Wow. So this is a little bit of a heavier card, but let's get into it. I think that this is a tank. I've been saying this in the other readings. If you felt drawn to other readings, this is definitely a tank. I've been kind of saying this, like the readings have really been such a tank. All of them individually, but this really is. And tank means there are no coincidences, because we asked what the energy of the spring equinox is, and this is all about leaving things behind and transformation. And honestly, spring equinox is like new beginnings, transforming, uplifting energy, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. And it is a heavier card, like I said, but I do feel like there's a lot of positivity to this card. Things are difficult, yes, but it's all for the better good. You're going to be coming out of this like on a whole other side. So this is transition. You're literally leaving all of the BS behind you. Whatever it is, like you have had it. And it is time for you to walk away. It is time for you to let go. It might feel really uncomfortable. Like you may have been hesitant about this because 8 of Cups, like you're leaving a lot behind by doing this, by making this transition, by making this big change. But you are so ready to do it. Your soul is like, let's go, we're good. And it might feel really hard, really uncomfortable, but it is absolutely necessary. If I could like scream that, I would be screaming that right now. Like it's hard, it's uncomfortable, it's ugly, it's not pretty, but it's necessary. Like you need this shakeup in your life so bad right now. This is going to be a really great opportunity for self-discovery. Even in this painting, like the card, the bird is flying away. It's leaving all of this abundance behind, you know, everything that it has. And it's going out into the horizon, and it's a little bit cloudy outside because the things aren't super crystal clear right now, right? Like you're kind of like, it's a little bit of a shot in the dark, but you're flying away with your wings spread wide with confidence. You're ready to have that self-discovery. You're ready to take this journey. Solitude will show what no longer serves you. It's time for change. It's time for growth. And this, I'm like getting like job for some reason. Like if you're in a job and you're kind of like, it wasn't really what you thought it was, and you're just kind of like, about it, but you're, you know, it's not lighting your life up, but you're like comfortable, right? Because change is hard, change is difficult. Going after your dreams is a really, really, really scary thing. It's terrifying. But you're just kind of like, you know, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing right now. You're just stuck in this phase of doing the same cycle over and over again. It's time to get out of that. It's time for that change. It's time for that growth. Whether it's, like I said, when it comes to your employment or other areas of your life, it could be in relationships that are around you as well. It's just not quite what you thought it was. Like at the start of this, you might have been feeling really excited, really optimistic. You're like, okay, like I can see this working for me. Y'all, I was speaking with so much vigor and passion, like on roll, speaking from my soul, and my camera freaking decided to overheat and turn off. And I really wish it made like a beep or something so I knew it stopped recording. So right now I have no idea where this stopped. So if there's a change in my tone basically and I don't sound as passionate as I was, it's because I've had to pause for about 30 minutes for my camera to cool back down. So editing, I'll know where I left off, but I just wanted to explain my change in tone. So anyways, so if you're in a job and you're just kind of like like hum blum, like you're not really doing, you're not excited, you're not passionate about it. And I know in careers, you're not going to feel that all the time, but perhaps this is a job where it's not quite what you thought it was. Like at the beginning, you were very excited about it. You thought that this was going to be like the perfect fit for you. You're going to be on the right path. Like this was going to solidify everything for you. You get here and it's just, yeah, it's just not quite what you thought. It's not horrible, but it's not great. It's just kind of meh. So you need to like stir this up and get rid of the meh and allow some passion and excitement into your life because you deserve that. You really need to ask yourself, what is going to bring you joy? What's going to bring you contentment? What's going to bring you fulfillment? If you're feeling any sort of hesitation with this, you need to dig deep on why you feel hesitation on this, right? It could just be the very simple fact that even though you're not super excited about what you're doing, you're not lit up, but it's comfortable. Like maybe if it is your job, it's not the most difficult job in the world. It's easy enough. You make enough money. You're very comfortable in it, but it's just not really what you thought you would be doing or what you truly want to do. But you're kind of afraid to explore that because it is scary. Change is frightening, especially when it comes to leaving something that you have grown so accustomed to and that is so comfortable to you. Once you're able to really process these feelings of like what is holding you back from like shaking your life up and like following your dreams and passions and things that you want to do, once you process that, it's going to be a lot easier to set these reasons to the side and proceed forward. So that's another visual representation in the traditional card. In the traditional artwork, there's a person that has their 8 of Cups that they have stacked up and they're walking away from it. So you're going to be able to take these feelings of hesitation and self-doubt and you're going to be able to stack them up, leave them aside, and walk away from it. So I can't encourage you enough, if you're feeling any kind of hesitation about anything, really dig deep and process that and meditate on it. So anyway, what is waking up in your life right now? I'm just still so upset about my camera battery because I was like speaking with such vigor. Anyway, oh my God. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. So yes, you need to figure your stuff out. And you gotta stack it up and put it in a little bow and leave it behind and say bye-bye because there are so many things ahead of you right now. Like, oh my God, like this is like the sign that you need to do this. So we have the Page of Wands for what's waking up in you right now. You have, even if it feels lost, even if you feel like meh right now, you still deep down, you have that creativity. You have a spontaneous spark. Like something is going to erupt in you that's really going to get you thinking about this. Like you're going to be like, why am I still doing this? Like, where am I going? Like, what am I doing with life? It could be one of those. Or you could see something that totally inspires you and reminds you of like, oh my God, this is what I used to want to do. Or like, this is what I thought it was. Or just knowing your worth and knowing like, even if this opportunity was once exciting and you thought it was, and it turns out this, it's not what you thought it was, you're going to have the spark come back to you. And it's really going to help push you to put these things behind so you can move on. So you may be feeling a little bit vulnerable, and you know that comes with this last card, feeling unsure, hesitant, vulnerable about it, but you're going to be broadening your horizons, right? Just like the bird is. And trying something new, because trying something new is going to give you a fresh perspective, okay? The bird is flying out of the cove. It's broadening its horizons. It's going to see what else is out there. Now, when it comes to the Page of Wands, you don't need, like, if you're a perfectionist, this may also be a reason that's holding you back here. You may be a realist or a perfectionist. You may be thinking, well, you know, I want to do this, but I don't have all the things lined up, and that's just like, how am I going to figure it out? You know, you're going to figure it out as you go is the answer. You just need to do it. You don't need all of the steps to start. You don't have to have a plan exactly figured out. You just have to have this idea. You need to have this feeling, and you need to run with it, because you know what? You're going to figure things out as you go, because your passion is going to allow you to do that. The Page of Wands is like also in like a student position. Like they don't have all the things figured out. They haven't learned everything there is to learn yet. And you don't need to be that way either, because that passion is going to push you through having that self-doubt and that fear. You don't need to be a perfectionist with this. You know, you're also curious-minded. So you need to think about, like, who can I learn from? Like, who would be a great mentor for me? Who is somebody that I look up to? Who is somebody that I aspire to be? Who is doing what you want to do? Take a look at them. Like, what steps did they take? Where are they now? Where did they start from, right? Because you just need to start. You just need to create something. I literally just saw this on my Instagram story as I was waiting for my phone to cool back, or as I was waiting for the camera to cool back down. Create something even if it sucks. Because you know what? You got to start from somewhere. Nobody just picked up a pencil and was an amazing artist, or like a famous artist, or like a famous writer. Like, you all start from somewhere, and it's not going to be good, and you need to let go of that. Please let go of that. You need to let go of the expectations and attachments. You need to stay open. You need to remain curious. You need to follow your desires and your intuition. You need to keep going, because the world needs what you have to offer. Like, I feel like this is a motivational TED Talk right now. So anyway, that's enough from the Page of Wands. Let's move on to opportunities coming your way. And we have the Six of Wands. I mean, come on. In the traditional artwork, this is a celebration. They're riding in on a horse. They're celebrating. It's like, you know what? We did it. Yay. So what opportunities are coming your way? Like, this is like, hello, this is the green light. Say yes, do it. There is like no hesitation, no bad, like nothing negative here. Like, this is your sign. This is a green light. Do it. Pass go. Collect your $200. You need to get it done. This is like a little bit of a push, but this is just completely solidifying, like, yes. Yes. Move forward with your goals. It's going to give you so much success. You really need to put yourself out there and have faith. So I'm going to get off my soapbox here so we can move on. And the last question that we're asking is, how can you allow light into your life? And we're tying it back home with the cups and the Nine of Cups at that. This is like, oh my God, this is a card of abundance. This is a treat yourself card. And that may not mean materialistically, right? Because Pentacles is materialistic and tangible physical objects. So this is a treat yourself to your dreams, because the Cups cards represent your dreams. It's very much daydreamy, like Pisces energy, like What is your truest desire? You are going to treat yourself with your desires. I am just so heated up during this last reading. I am so sorry. You need to release. Release, release, release. This is a release card to get to that success, to get to that abundance, to get to that point of just absolute happiness and faith and just like lighting your dreams up on fire. And speaking of fire, I swear as soon as I said light your dreams up on fire, I don't know if the audio picked it up, but there was a crack because my candlestick burned all the way down and the candlestick holder is made out of glass and it cracked actually because the flame was like all the way at the bottom. So take that as your sign from the universe to please do this. There's so much passion here right now. Okay. So this card also represents like working hard and enjoying yourself, because that is what you are going to be doing once you get through these little beginning steps. Nine of Cups also represents releasing your past and also releasing your holdups. So it's literally what you release from this card is going to get you fulfilled, man. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to lead to fulfillments of your wishes and dreams. You need to carry in this Pisces dreaminess into the spring equinox with you. You need to you must value yourself and your ideas, because you will attract what you desire if you value yourself and value your passion and value your ideas. And I feel like you get the point. So let's move on to the oracle cards and see what final messages we have for this wrap up. Cord cutting. Oh my God, we need to let go. You are not going to get to here if you do not let go, and like the Page of Wands will not pop up until you cut the freaking cord, man. Like you just gotta freaking do it. You gotta have faith in yourself. You got this. You'll figure it out as you go. Don't let like the overwhelm of how am I gonna start this process? How's it gonna work? How am I gonna sustain this? Don't let that overwhelm you. You need to work through it, let it go, so you can just light yourself on fire. So cut the cord with your old beliefs and things in life that are just not bringing you joy, because you're sitting there in this state of meh and you need to get out of it, because you don't deserve that. You deserve so much better. Next card, fear. This is going to be about letting go of the fear that you have. So this card, it's just, you need to be aware of red flags, of course. It's smart to know, look at your options a little bit, but not be too perfectionist with it, okay? You don't need to have like 20 steps planned out, but you do need to be aware of obvious red flags is what I'm going to say. But you need to be confident that you're going to be able to handle the challenge, because we have two Wands cards here that's very much like fire energy, Aries energy, energy of passion, energy of confidence. Like, you got this. It might not be super smooth, super easy. And what is, like, when anyone's on a journey, what is super smooth and easy about it? But just know that you have the confidence to work through these fears, and don't let that bog you down. Be smart with it. Be aware of the obvious red flags, but have the confidence to conquer it all, and you'll be good. Your commitment's being tested. I mean, come on. This ties right back into the 8 of Cups that we started with. This is the first quarter moon. When challenges arise, if you believe you do it, you can do it with confidence. Commit now is committing to this now. It's going to allow movement towards your desired outcomes. This card is just like solidifying everything in this reading. So what a beautiful way to end it. And I'm going to give you a mantra for this card. I am committed to my dreams and move forward with them in confidence. You have the confidence that's there. You just have to start doing the work and going for it. And it's going to be beautiful for you. So, I hope you enjoyed my very passionate ending to this collective reading. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future readings. And as always, you can book a personal reading with me on my website. And I also just want to take these last few moments to really thank you for your time and for your energy in this reading. Let me know what resonated with you down below. I would love to connect with you all more. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone, and good luck. You got this.